In the deep and hostile plains of Sabi Sand, where death lurks behind every bush and the cries of wildlife are drowned out by the predator's brutality, a creature emerged that was not only feared but revered as a god of destruction. A lion whose mere presence thickened the air with the weight of imminent death. Dark Mane, with his imposing black mane, was a nightmare incarnate. His gaze, deformed by the scars of countless battles, and his half-closed eye reflected a soul that had witnessed more blood than any other lion could imagine. He was not just another hunter in the vast expanse of the savannah. He was the executioner who decided who would live and who would die. From the moment he set a paw on the reserve, his name spread like fire in the wind. Dark Mane didn't hunt just to feed. He hunted to dominate, to subdue, to annihilate. The Majingilane coalition, to which he belonged, was already feared for its cruelty, but Dark Mane took that brutality to a new level, one that the savannah had never seen before. His dark mane was not just a sign of power but a herald of the death he brought with him. For the animals of Sabi Sand, the mere sound of his roar meant the end. His hatred was not limited to common prey. To Dark Mane, hyenas were more than competitors for carrion. They were sworn enemies. Whenever the wind carried the scent of a hyena, his eyes lit up with a fury that only a true killer could understand. And then the hunt would begin, a hunt that would not end until one more of his rivals lay dead at his feet. Dark Mane quickly became a living legend. His imposing figure, crowned by that black mane, intimidated not only the animals but even the lions of his coalition. He was the perfect warrior, brutal, merciless, and with a strategic intelligence that made him even more dangerous. But if there was one thing that defined his reign of terror, it was his hatred for hyenas. To him, hyenas were not just competitors. They were pests that had to be exterminated without mercy. Every time Dark Mane caught the scent of a hyena, a spark of fury ignited within him. His muscles would tense, his breathing grew heavier, and his eyes fixed on the horizon, searching for his next victim. In those moments, no other thought existed in his mind but the total destruction of his enemy. When he found a hyena, he didn't just kill it. He destroyed it, crushed it, as if every blow carried a clear message to the others: I rule here. The stories of his attacks are many, each more brutal than the last. Images and videos have captured Dark Mane suffocating his enemies with his powerful jaws, denying them their last breath. In one particularly savage scene, he was seen dragging the lifeless body of a hyena like a war trophy. His fangs sunk into its throat, while the savannah fell silent, fearful of what it had witnessed. Such scenes were too much for ordinary spectators, many of whom couldn't bear the brutal reality of the wild. But Dark Mane was not just a hunter of hyenas. His prowess in hand-to-hand combat with other lions was equally feared. In his territory, there was no room for weakness, and any male who dared challenge him faced certain death. He never retreated. He never hesitated. His size and brutality made him unbeatable in one-on-one fights. Even the most experienced lions, who had survived dozens of battles, knew that facing Dark Mane almost certainly meant their end. Stories abound of fierce clashes between Dark Mane and other males, where the roars of battle could be heard miles away. In one such battle, His mane was soaked in blood as he tore his opponent apart with chilling precision. Each blow was meticulous, designed to rip flesh and break bones. The savannah bore witness to his brutality on more than one occasion, and those who survived an encounter with him did so with physical and mental scars they would never forget. However, what truly elevated Darkmane to the level of legend was not just his combat skill, but his ability to inspire terror in the hearts of all who lived in his territory. Even the nights were unsettling when his silhouette appeared on the horizon, the moon illuminating his black mane as a reminder that death was always near. There was no refuge, there was no hiding place. Darkmane would find you, and when he did, there would be no mercy. The Majingilane coalition, with Darkmane as its most relentless executioner, dominated everything in its path. The kingdoms of the savannah were nothing more than battlefields for these lions, and every corner bore the mark of their power. But deep within the darkness that surrounded him, there was something even more terrifying. Darkmane didn't seem to seek power for control alone. It was as if destruction itself fueled him, as if chaos and pain were his true purpose. In every fight, in every hunt, he made it clear that there was no place for weakness in his realm. Predators who once competed with him now avoided him. He was not just a lion. He was a symbol of the cruelty nature can unleash when its rules are defied. And in the lands of Sabi Sand, Darkmane was not just a king. He was the dark god who decided the fate of all who dared walk his domain.